Hey, how's it going? It's Keith Townsend from the CTOadvisor.com with another CTO Daily Dose. We're going to continue the conversation that we started yesterday, the CTO versus the CIO, but we're going to break down the CTO role a little bit more from just the CTO versus CIO to the CTO versus the CTO. So we have two different types of CTO within our industry. We have both the Chief Technology Officer that is focused on product, and then the CTO that's internally facing or process. There could be some bleed over between the two, but more or less give you examples of where we see one versus the other. The first, the CTO focused on product, is something that we'll generally see in enterprise IT companies such as VMware, HPE, Cisco, Dell, EMC, etc., etc. Matter of fact, we might even see a whole CTO office with a staff of a bunch of field CTOs. This is a product-facing CTO. They work with sales, marketing, the product development teams. They go out, talk to customers, understand the challenges of customers, then come back to the internal organization. Those same three teams give feedback, help mold the product, and then sometimes even help sell the product by evangelizing the product. So we see this a lot in the field CTO role, where they become pseudo evangelists and have expanded roles beyond just evangelism. We also see this in digital organizations. So as we think about companies like GE or Ford, companies that are digitally transforming themselves to get closer to the customer, and they're creating product that interact with the customer. The CTO may interact with the customer a little bit, maybe via like focus groups, etc., but not nearly as active, in my opinion, as these pure technology companies in their interaction. And then there's the CTO that I speak to most of the time, which is the type of CTO that we see in traditional enterprises that's focused on internal development teams, internal infrastructure technologies, looking at how do you integrate the two, create a roadmap for either having a consistent technology experience across the enterprise, developing that enterprise roadmap for the next 2 to 5 years, as well as maybe some customer focus services such as obviously the web presence, the e-commerce sites, etc. But those CTOs generally don't get out and talk to customers, at least external customers, very often. That is where we start to see the bleed over between the role of the CIO in a traditional enterprise and CTO. And I need to make this distinction too between the CIO and the CTO in reporting. Typically, the CTO in a digital enterprise, or specifically in a technology company, doesn't report to the CIO. The CIO is usually an internal facing role, talking about the internal capability of the back-end systems, versus the CTO in an enterprise IT company is usually a role that can report anywhere up to the CEO, to the marketing, the CMO, to a bunch of different functions. It's frankly all over the place. That's it for this CTOadvisor.com. Shout out to Swarna at AVI for giving me the cool t-shirt. This is one of my favorite vendor t-shirts. I promised her that I would wear it in the video, and I've done such. Talk to you guys next CTO Daily Dose.